The sex ratio, or the amount of women versus men in different countries. Generally speaking, there's usually more women, but this divide is really wide depending on where you're coming from. Like, if you were in Russia, there are way more women in Russia than men. The same thing is happening in Ukraine, but what makes this map really interesting is we actually have the individual province breakdown. Not in all these places, but certainly in a place like Russia is fascinating, especially because Russia is just such a big country. There are certain spots here that for every 100 men, there's 125 women. That is an insane ratio, because obviously that adds up. That means at 1,000 men, there's 1,500 women, which means there's 500 more. I think I did that math right. However, it should be noted that this is nothing new. For decades, Russia has had more women than men, but the divide just continues to widen. This map is from 2015, and just look at how bad it was. Russia was already one of the worst places in the world for this ratio. I'm also thinking of another event in history where the Soviets ended up having way less men than women during World War II. In fact, one of the most insane facts is you can still see this in their population pyramid, showing, well, exactly how many men died during World War II. During the German invasion, there were way more women for decades in Russia. And definitely consider that the worst places on this map are all places formerly a part of the Soviet Union. So Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union, so was Belarus, so was the Baltic states. The single worst region on this map is Latvia with Riga, but obviously Russia not too far behind. Now, like I said in the very beginning, this is generally normal. Everyone's going to have usually more women than men, but the gap isn't supposed to be that high. In fact, something more interesting on this map, I think, are the places that have more men than women. I'm specifically looking at the Nordic countries for whatever reason that is. I mean, look at Iceland. They've got so many more men. What is going on there? Some of these blue spots can probably be explained by immigration, or immigration, in fact. Maybe some women are leaving these areas. I'm kind of noticing a pattern in the cities. There's generally more women. This comment is fantastic because it points out that this map doesn't show age range. Obviously, women live a lot longer than men usually, but where the divide really takes place is when you get to those age ranges of 60 or 75 plus. So now keep in mind is usually there are more men born than women because, well, we like to die.